What are some things about a woman's routine or body that you were shocked to learn about? The biggest thing that was a surprise to me living with my first GF was that every pair of black underwear ends up bleached because of vaginal discharge. My discharge also colors my lighter underwear, and I used to think I was just dirty and was so ashamed of it. Would wash myself vigorously, which you aren't supposed to do. I wish people taught this in schools and it wasn't so taboo. Growing up, whenever my dad was doing laundry, he'd see them, the bleach spots, and yell and shame me for being a dirty unhygienic person and then lecture me on scrubbing with soap. I didn't learn about the natural bleaching myself until late adulthood. That's so unfortunate as a man, and glad you were courageous enough to share that so I never shame my future daughter like that. Yikes, so sorry that happened to you. I remember when I first moved in with my wife, I was shocked to find out that she sheds more hair than an Alsatian. 100 to 200 hairs a day is normal, but it can often look like more if women wear their hair up, like a bun or ponytail, because then the elastic keeps the hair from falling down throughout the day and it all comes out when you let your hair down. I learned this the hard way when I grew my hair out. I was horrified to see them when I was rinsing my hair in the shower and thought I was going bald. I'm finding out about one of them as we speak. What the HL is a period PP? For your uterus to contract. A hormone is made, it's called prostaglandin. It works on all smooth muscles. Smooth muscles are every muscle you cannot control, like vasodilation, peristaltic movement of the intestines. Uterus, so this is what your uterus produces to help itself. It is local, but can keep around. You know which items lie next to your uterus. Intestines. Prostaglandin makes your uterus contract, but also makes your intestines more active. This can lead to period poops. For me, it's just more frequent pooping. For others, it is full-on diarrhea. I love you for showing up with the biology lesson. HL, yeah, thank you. The same hormones that cause the uterus to shed its lining also cause the bowels to contract, which leads to more frequent and often painful pooping/gas. So all your down theres have stormy weather. Oh boy. Diarrhea tends to accompany periods. It's just delightful. It's like it comes from the depths of HL. Minor thing, pads are sticky? I always assumed they just sorta sat there, like a baseball cup bigger. Thing how much breast size changes with periods, pregnancy, nursing, etc. It's kind of fascinating. Other than those two, not much surprised me. Grew up around my nurse grandma and my pharmacist mother, so they either told me themselves or I went googling so I wouldn't seem like some idiot that knows nothing about women's bodies. Edit. Yes, I know which way pads stick. Edit. 2. My most liked comment on YouTube is about BS. Now my second most upvoted anything on Reddit concerns BS. A weird pattern is starting to form. You may already know this, but just in case, the sticky part of the pad goes on the underwear, not the VA. It's just to keep the pad from moving around down there as we walk and such. There was a Reddit post I remember seeing about some guy thinking we stuck the pads to ourselves, so just wanted to clarify for anyone out there. I also saw that post. I read where the sticky part goes when I read that it was sticky. So I didn't have the chance to come to my own conclusion. If I had the chance, I would have thought the same as that guy, because I would have, and I imagine he did compare it to a band-aid, since that's our only point of reference apart from just knowing how it works. Vaginal discharge, we're not taught as much as would be good in school. Perhaps the teachers are too squeamish. It's really worrying as well that it's not taught. A guy once told me he shoved his hands down a girl's pants without consent and she was wet already, so clearly wanted it. That's discharge. That is sexual assault, and unlike hentai, those things have consequences. Agreed. I think kids would feel less alienated from their peers and societal perceptions of what is normal/expected if they understood things about their own bodies as they changed. What is normal and what many people experience in puberty and beyond. Things like proper hygiene, body hair appearance such as shape/size/color, odors, etc. I think it's very sad that kids grow up thinking there is something wrong with them because no one talks about such natural things when it's extremely likely almost all their peers have the same insecurities. Why such things are considered taboo. None of this should have anything to do with politics. It's something everyone experiences no matter their gender, sexuality, race, or religion. That is only what they taught me in school. We get white mucus in our undies regularly. It's slightly acidic, which is why panties get bleached crotches over time. Edit. I should clarify that to merely call it goo is reductive. Sometimes it's kind of creamy and opaque white. Sometimes it's a clear gelatinous, well, goo. Sometimes you get kind of a combo. It's a whole thing. All of it varies based on your microbiome, which is the community of little yeasts and microbuddies which live in there. They're sensitive to sugar, heat and moisture, so lifestyle changes like diet/clothing/activity level/environment can change the conditions in AVA, shifting the proportions of different populations down there. That's why you might notice her smelling different after, say, starting to work out more, taking antibiotics, or having sex without a condom. Edit. This is why you never use flavored condoms for non-oral sex, cause that sugar will cause AFN instant yeast party. It's a whole thing. Some women use a lot of lotion, not happy till they're looking like a glazed donut. Some of us be dry AF, but you didn't notice, cause we used so much lotion, lol. In college, I wrote a little piece about a girlfriend's morning routine because I found it so mesmerizing watching her get ready for the day, the steps and rituals, the skill and expertise. I'd just roll out of bed and tamp down a stubborn lick of hair. She'd pray at her altar of beauty. This is so wonderful. Would you be willing to share with the class? Why not? Keep in mind, I was in college and fairly enamored. Ritual: she rises from the bed, he remains, conquering whatever heat she's left behind. Light tumbles like mist into the room. There is a soft patter of rain. A sky surrendered to a blanket of clouds. Charcoal on gray, he reaches for a pillow, sinks into it and watches her with sleep-glazed eyes. She used to glow in the mornings. She used to let go track dreams and let the night lift sweetly from her lashes. They would lie for hours, unchecked, apart from the world, fingers tracing memories like veins under soft skin. Tiny hairs on the nape of her neck would rise and fall, the gentle sound of breathing building up to a trembling crescendo of a whisper. Now he lies alone. She undresses and, in modesty, facing away, pulls on a little bathrobe. From a chair, she gathers a folded white towel and leaves the room. After 5 or 10 minutes, she returns, smiles to him under her towel crown. She rubs her legs with body lotion. The soft smell fills the room. Such an understated familiarity, that waft of velvet. She moves on, over to the mirror over the sink to wash her face. Checking herself, she dries off, applies a light toner. She sits down at her desk, turns on some music. Light melodies spill into the morning. She walks over to her dresser, chooses black jeans and a white blouse, matches a belt and socks. Dressed, she approaches the mirror again and sits. She uses a tinted moisturizer, caressing her cheeks and chin. Then she curls her lashes expertly, flicks on mascara and lines her eyes thinly, crucial moderation. Last, she picks out a rose lip gloss and checks herself. She looks lovely, satisfied. She plugs in the blow dryer, changes a noisy tune, and lets her hair loose from her towel. She towel dries it one last time before reaching for the blow dryer. Bending over, letting her hair fall forward, she dries it in layers. From back to front, she uses clips to hold layers in place. He marvels sleepily, what skill. Now she moves to the straightening iron, plugs it in. She sits down on the bed next to him, smiles and kisses him gently. Morning, she says, and he replies in a croak. Morning. A soft sound signals the straightener is ready, and she stands again. He finds the clack-stroke clack of the straightener strangely appealing. Checking again in the mirror, she eases out some last stubborn blonde locks and then puts the iron away. Almost finished, she reaches for perfume, picks one, and sprays her neck, twice her wrist once, rub and a cloud into her hair. Once she is all ready. Now, another day at the feet of this goddess. Gonna go pick up some breakfast. She says, "I'll be back in 10. He stretches languidly as she puts on tall boots and pulls on a black coat and a red scarf. All right, he says, and rises as the door shuts. How fast that time of the month comes around. That's very true. I feel like I spend a majority of my life either bleeding or suffering from the side effects of the stuff that leads to the bleeding. Period lasts about a week, and the 10 days leading up to it are a nightmare too, with body dissatisfaction hitting a peak, anger issues escalating, bloating, weight gain, and insane mood swings and aches and pains everywhere. I spend less than half my life feeling normal, and I'm one of the lucky ones. How much of their lives they spend just shaving. I just assumed most women were naturally hairless. I used to be mad about the fact that I barely have any body hair, but as I get older, I just get more and more thankful that I only have to spend 5 minutes of my week shaving my beard. I was shocked when my girlfriend told me that sometimes it takes an entire day to have her hair braided the way she likes. I couldn't imagine sitting in one place all day having your hair braided. Holy st, she's got a hell of a lot more patience than I do. I wasn't exactly shocked to learn about this, but more so shocked that I had no idea this was a thing until my GF mentioned it. And that's that women have to do this appointment once every 3 years or so, called a pap smear, or something like that. It just made me realize just how ignorant I am about female biology, SMH. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification. See you on another video. Bye.